The glittering facade of Forrester Creations has always masked a labyrinth of profound betrayals, corporate espionage, and deeply entrenched family warfare. Yet, even by the ruthless standards of a Los Angeles fashion dynasty, the current deception brewing behind closed doors is nothing short of cataclysmic. Hope Logan and Deke Sharp are currently harboring a massive, industry-shattering secret, one that threatens to fundamentally alter the balance of power between the Forrester and Spencer empires. The dynamic sibling duo has recently accepted a top-secret, highly lucrative job offer from Katie Logan Spencer at the newly minted and rapidly expanding Logan brand. In a town where secrets are the ultimate currency, Hope and Deke are operating under the dangerous, entirely delusional assumption that they can keep this monumental defection permanently under wraps. To understand the sheer magnitude of this delusion, one must examine the psychological state of Hope Logan. For years, Hope has defined herself through the Hope for the Future brand, pouring her soul into a line that represented her morals, her vision, and her legacy within the Forrester empire. However, the suffocating reality of working under Steffy Forrester Finnegan's condescending and dismissive leadership has finally pushed Hope to her absolute breaking point. Steffy's blatant disregard for Hope's line, repeatedly shelving it in favor of Eric Forster's haute couture, was the ultimate indignity. Driven by a desperate need for creative autonomy and a simmering desire to escape Steffy's shadow, Hope made the nuclear decision to abandon the company her family helped build. She signed a covert contract with Katie, bringing Deke Sharp along for the ride. Yet, her belief that she can smoothly transition into this new role without triggering a catastrophic fallout is a testament to her current state of profound denial. Deke Sharp's involvement adds a fascinating layer of vindication and danger to this covert operation. Steffy Forrester, acting with her signature ruthlessness, previously fired Deke from Forrester Creations, discarding him as an unnecessary budget casualty without a second thought. Steffy made it abundantly clear that she had no use for Hope's brother, treating his departure as a minor administrative cleanup rather than the loss of a talented designer. While Steffy might not care in the slightest that Katie Spencer has scooped up the discarded talent, the reality of Hope's involvement changes the equation entirely. Deke is no longer just a fired employee. He is now a vital component of a rival fashion house designed specifically to dismantle Forrester's market dominance. Deke and Hope share an intoxicating optimism about their new venture, but their failure to recognize the impending wrath of the Forrester family is a fatal miscalculation. The fatal flaw in Hope's grand deception lies in her sudden, inexplicable behavioral shift. Hope Logan is known for her relentless, almost exhausting dedication to her brand. She is a woman who fights tooth and nail for her vision, often engaging in bitter, tear-filled arguments to secure funding and runway time for Hope for the Future. Therefore, when Hope suddenly ceased her impassioned pleas, dropped her aggressive campaign for a relaunch date, and quietly requested a leave of absence, she inadvertently sounded a massive alarm in the executive suite. Hope's bizarre, uncharacteristic apathy was the equivalent of a smoking gun. She thought she was playing it cool, offering a plausible excuse to exit the building without raising suspicion. Instead, she practically handed Steffy a roadmap to her betrayal. Steffy Forrester Finnegan is many things: arrogant, stubborn, and fiercely territorial. But she is absolutely not a fool. As the apex predator of Forrester Creations, Steffy possesses a highly attuned corporate radar, and right now, that radar is screaming that something deeply sinister is unfolding. Steffy knows her rival intimately. She knows that Hope does not simply surrender. The moment Hope stopped fighting for her line and walked away with a serene, almost detached acceptance, Steffy's intuition kicked into overdrive. The Queen of Forrester Creations immediately sensed the undercurrent of deception. Hope's strange behavior during their final office confrontation, where she feigned exhaustion and requested a break, did not elicit sympathy from Steffy. It ignited a relentless, burning curiosity. Steffy is now officially on the hunt, launching a quiet but aggressive investigation into exactly what her longtime nemesis is truly up to behind the scenes. The tragic core of this storyline, however, does not revolve around Steffy's impending discovery, but rather the devastating collateral damage that awaits Brooke Logan Forrester. The primary, agonizing reason Hope has gone to such extreme lengths to conceal her new employment is her mother. Hope is acutely aware that her defection to the Logan brand, a company currently engaged in a hostile corporate war against Forrester Creations, will completely shatter Brooke's heart. Brooke has spent decades fighting for her place, and by extension, Hope's place within the Forrester legacy. Brooke has sacrificed her dignity, her relationships, and her peace of mind to ensure that her daughter would always have a throne at Forrester Creations. Hope knows that the revelation of her secret alliance with Katie and Bill Spencer will not just be a professional shock to Brooke. It will be perceived as a profound, personal betrayal. Hope's strategy to mitigate this impending disaster is tragically naive. She genuinely believes that by delaying the inevitable, she can somehow control the damage. Hope envisions a scenario where she can establish her new line at Logan, prove her success, and then gently break the news to her mother from a position of strength, thereby smoothing things over. It is a desperate, childish fantasy. Hope is attempting to orchestrate a controlled demolition in a situation that is guaranteed to be a chaotic, fiery explosion. She fundamentally underestimates the emotional volatility of her mother and the vindictive nature of her primary rival. Hope believes she is the director of this narrative, but she is merely a passenger on a runaway train headed straight for a cliff. Steffy Forrester will never allow Hope the luxury of controlling this narrative. Once Steffy's investigation uncovers the undeniable truth that Hope has not only abandoned Forrester Creations, but has actively joined forces with the enemy to launch a rival line, Steffy will weaponize that information with lethal precision. Steffy has spent years enduring the moral superiority of the Logan women, and the opportunity to expose Hope as a treacherous corporate spy will be too delicious for her to pass up. Steffy will not keep this secret quiet. She will drag it into the blinding light of day, ensuring that the revelation causes maximum psychological devastation. The anticipation of how Steffy will orchestrate this exposure is generating an atmosphere of suffocating tension. Will Steffy confront Hope in the privacy of the CEO office, delivering a cold, calculated termination of all future ties? Or will she choose a more theatrical route, exposing Hope's betrayal in front of Ridge, Carter, and, most importantly, Brooke? The latter seems far more aligned with Steffy's current brand of ruthless leadership. By exposing Hope's lies publicly, Steffy can simultaneously destroy Hope's reputation within the industry and shatter the unified front of the Logan women. Steffy knows that the most effective way to break Hope is to show Brooke exactly what her precious daughter has been doing in the shadows. For Brooke, the impending revelation will be a moment of unparalleled heartbreak. Currently, Brooke is operating under the delusional belief that she can still salvage Hope's career at Forrester. She has been relentlessly pressuring Ridge, fighting a war that her daughter has already abandoned. The tragic irony of Brooke violently defending her sister Katie in one breath, while completely unaware that Katie has stolen her daughter's loyalty in the next, is a masterclass in dramatic irony. When the truth finally detonates, Brooke will realize that she has been fighting for a ghost. The daughter she thought she was protecting has been actively deceiving her, aligning with the very people who are trying to dismantle the Forrester legacy that Brooke holds so dear. The emotional fallout between mother and daughter promises to be one of the most agonizing confrontations in recent history. Furthermore, Hope and Deke must face the grim reality of their actions. There is no coming back from this. The Forrester family values loyalty above all else. Disagreements, power struggles, and even corporate coups can sometimes be forgiven, but defecting to a direct rival, especially one spearheaded by Bill Spencer, is an act of unforgivable treason. Hope and Deke are not just burning a bridge. They are incinerating it and salting the earth behind them. The Forresters will never, under any circumstances, welcome them back into the fold. By choosing the Logan brand, Hope has permanently severed her ties to the legacy she spent her entire adult life cultivating. She has traded the security of the Forster name for the unpredictable, ruthless world of the Spencer Empire. As the clock ticks down to the inevitable exposure, the audience is left breathless, watching a slow-motion car crash of epic proportions. Hope Logan and Deke Sharp are currently living in a fragile bubble of creative freedom and secret ambition, completely blind to the storm gathering just outside their doors. Steffy Forster is circling her prey, gathering the evidence she needs to deliver a fatal strike. And Brooke Logan remains tragically oblivious, standing directly in the blast radius of a secret that will change her family forever. The questions that remain are not about if the secret will come out, but when and how much destruction it will leave in its wake. Will Steffy's investigation uncover the truth before Hope has the chance to launch her line? How will Ridge react to the realization that the woman he loves has been fighting a pointless battle, and that his daughter's intuition was right all along? And most importantly, how will Brooke survive the crushing realization that her daughter chose ambition and revenge over their sacred bond? The stage is set for a confrontation that will echo through the halls of both Forster Creations and the Logan brand for years to come. The era of secret alliances is drawing to a violent close, and the era of open, unmitigated warfare is about to begin. Keep your eyes peeled, because the fallout from this massive deception will be nothing short of legendary.